So, Brittany, when is the podcast gonna be live? Because the people are ready.
Bada bing, bada boom. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the 8th episode of the Triple T podcast. Now, listen, I got a lot of feedback about the past story times episodes that we have been having from episode 5, 6, 7. Listen. At the end of the day, when it comes to dating with children, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to pause this like I tell you every single week. Pause it. I ain't going nowhere, child. Pause it. Go to episode 7, You versus Them. I go through a very interesting story, of course, from hindsight, about a story when I was in college. And, of course, it's featured on my college blog, Tea Bree and Breathe, if you don't know. But we talk about how I was trying to date somebody, quote unquote, that had somebody pregnant. Had a baby with this person. The baby is fresh, newborn. I'm just reading this story and I'm going through these encounters like, that's crazy. I went through that in my early 20s, but it's still women going through that to this very day. How many examples, women, do we need to finally compute in our minds and understand that that does not have to be your life? Okay, and this is directed to if you are dating a man and either he don't do nothing with his kids, he don't do nothing for his kids, and he got a whole bunch of them, and he dating you, and all the baby mamas, hate you. They want to fight you when y'all are all in the same bucket, crabs. Okay, versus the pleasant side of dating somebody with kids, whether you wait until you get older and that person's kids is older, and then it's easier to blend things that way. Okay, hopefully everybody likes each other, or you just happen to find somebody that's able to co-parent with that other person amicably and able to have a relationship as well. All of these are possible outcomes. They are. All I am saying is, listen to your gut. Use common sense. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, and if it waddles like a duck, why do you think it is a unicorn? And that's some real shit that I had to tell myself, especially when I go through these stories of just things that I went through. All right, so that's just to recap that. Now, before we get into what episode 8 is about, I must reiterate the fact that you can always submit a topic, question to the Triple T Podcast. Make sure that you email that at thetripletpodcast@gmail.com, or feel free to send a DM to the Triple T Podcast on Instagram, or on the new Facebook page. If you don't know, for my Facebookers, I don't do Instagram. You ain't got Facebook. Facebook just ain't for old people, y'all. So if you prefer to tap in via Facebook, the official Facebook page is up and running. Make sure that you like that page. Tell your homegirl and homeboy to like it too, and to tap in with us there. All right. So with that being said, and I said all of that to say this episode is actually an email from a viewer. Ooh. Y'all know I like emails. Y'all know I love when y'all send me things all the time, especially on Instagram. Y'all be having me laid at. All right. So this episode, you already seen the title, and I think it's self-explanatory what we really gonna be tapping in about. We're talking about friendships. Now, obviously, everybody would like a friendship that lasts for a lifetime, but one hard lesson in this life is that some friendships that you thought you was gonna rock with till you get old and gray and you need your walker and your cane really was just for hurricane season. Maybe it was just for a presidential term, 4 years. Maybe it was for 1 year. With some people early on, they get lucky. Maybe it was for 3 months. And that's just not with relationships. This is really about friendships. So this viewer, and we're going to leave this viewer anonymous, has 3 questions that we are going to tap in about her topic, how she feels about friendship, and what she would like to get Miss T's viewpoint on. And then, of course, everybody's viewpoint when this is posted. All right. So the name of this episode, Friendships, Lifetime, Over a Season. Tap in. Make sure that you have your best beverage for this. This week, I ain't showing the label, but I do have a wine cooler just to keep it light, okay? Not going with the hard liquor. This is Jamaican Me Happy by Seagrams, and like I said, off camera, Seagrams, we can make something happen, all right? And listen, don't act like y'all too bougie for Seagrams just because y'all drinking the tequila out the white and blue bottle. I can't think of the name right now, but y'all know what bottle I'm talking about. Or y'all got the Douce and y'all still buying Ciroc and shit in the club for $600. Take your ass to the Walgreens and go get you some Seagrams, okay? Ladies, don't act like you wasn't trying to get it on and popping with some Arbor Mist. Walmart, Walgreens, humble thyself, humble thy roots. All right. So I have my Seagrams. Tap in. We're going to talk about some real shit about friendships. All right, y'all. So before we even get into this episode, I must say, yesterday was Valentine's Day, at least when this has been recorded, okay? So happy belated Valentine's Day. Listen, I posted a TikTok about this. It does not matter whether you're single or in a relationship, okay? Make sure that you are loving up on yourself first. But in the same breath, ladies, I must also bring awareness that yesterday was definitely National, if you didn't know that you were a side chick or a side dude, that you found out yesterday. You knew that man or woman was in a relationship, or you knew that man or woman was married. I don't want to hear it, because we hear it every single week. Every single week, every single year. Jamaican me happy, making me happy. But no, in all seriousness, now if he hit you up today talking about some, hey baby, let's go to Ruth Chris, or hey baby, let's go to Olive Garden, you should already know where your place at. You ain't want to hear that. Hey, here to speak unfiltered, authentically, and keep who accountable? Every single body. All right. Had to make sure that I came back and said that. But hopefully you did have a very great Valentine's Day, regardless if you were single or booed up, okay? Yeah, people want to know what I did. Okay. We had a good Valentine's Day. We did some golfing on the water. Beautiful sunset. I'm a sucker for sunsets, and Chef knows that. We went to Cheesecake Factory, one of my favorite spots, had one of my favorite meals. We went to Krispy Kreme and got us a dozen glaze. Took the long way home, and we watched some TV, chilled on the balcony, and we had a great rest of our night. All right. So, like I said, just to wrap that up, it don't matter if you did anything I did or if you did what you did. Just make sure that you had a good day. Valentine's Day is just one day. We were talking about this topic on the Triple T Podcast Instagram and Facebook page earlier this week. And a lot of people feel as though, yeah, even though Valentine's Day is a quote-unquote man-made holiday, Valentine's Day should be every day. But majority of people did say that you can do a little something for your loved one on Valentine's Day. Now, we got Chef off camera that's going to tap in about his feelings of Valentine's Day, even though he had a good one. Now, what you had to say? Real quick before we get into this email, bruh.
It's crap.
What's crap?
The man-made day. It's not that it's a man-made day, But for me personally, I don't care for holidays. You know, I'm not big on Christmas.
Talking to the mic, babe.
You can't hear me?
Not yeah, cause you moving it. Just let it do its thing.
Okay, so
You know you can move that, right? Yeah, cause y'all, Chef is 6'3" and he's hobbling over the mic like this. If you don't move that shit, bruh, tap in.
All right, so look.
That's better.
The way I kind of grew up, we don't care about like holidays and stuff like that.
Right.
Not saying that we didn't celebrate Christmas or birthdays or anything like that, but to us, it's not a big deal. You know, so like Valentine's Day, I feel like I give you that love that you're supposed to receive on Valentine's Day every single day.
You do.
Every single day.
You do, but
So one day shouldn't have this big of an impact on you, to be quite real. But I get it. It was your first. You know
yeah. Wait, I didn't even. Okay, so that's the context. Originally, my question was when we first talked about this, does it matter more that you know that I've never had a real Valentine's Day before? It's either I was always single or if I was in a relationship, they gave no regard to it.
Does it matter more?
Yeah. Now that you knew that.
That's like asking like a father who already have kids who's with a girl now that like my dad and mom.
Shout out to Mr. Tony, Miss D.
Got divorced, right? His new girlfriend / ex-wife.
What up, Dee?
Didn't have kids at the time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I'm saying it's like, does it stop being important because she doesn't have a child and you had 3 already? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's important, but you know, to me, it's nothing new. You get what I'm trying to say?
I hear you.
But it's important because it's new for you.
Exactly.
So
if it's important to one partner, shouldn't it be important together as a couple? Yes.
That's not fair.
Yes.
That's not fair.
But guess what? We had a great day yesterday, right?
We did have a great day.
All right, then.
Honestly.
So that just goes to show. He feel how he feel about Valentine's Day. Honestly, he didn't really have nobody real like me that would even make him want to move his feet
What's up?
to do something for your girl. Okay? Mama had to show him some things. No, but for real, though. You do things because what?
I love you.
Well, of course. Not to make this too cheesy. I know my single listeners is like, bitch, I thought we was talking about friendships. But we definitely had to bring some light to Valentine's Day because we did talk about this topic on Instagram and on Facebook, like I said before. And we just wanted to give a little insight about how Chef's perception can't talk how Chef's perception was about Valentine's Day versus mine. And like I said before, this was my first one, so it did mean something to me. And I'm glad that you heard me out when we did talk about this previously, because it wasn't new information, but of course the day was coming up, and you actually took the initiative and asked me what I would want. And of course, I did not tell him what I would want and I don't know if this is just for women like me, homegirls like me. You want your partner to show initiative. I don't want to be able to tell him, listen, today I want to go shopping. I want to go to Ruth Chris and let's take a stroll on the beach.
That's not fair, though,
stop. Hold on now. Cause I want to be able to trust enough in my partner that he knows me, he knows what I like, and it's just him doing something on the whim of his heart. Nothing that I had to orchestrate, nothing that I had to composite, like nothing like that. Something that he generally wanted to do for me or for us. So I left him with the challenge. Did he like that shit? No. Did I give up? No. That's what you have to start doing for your partner. Now, I know you ain't meet nobody real as fuck as me, baby.
Oh, listen, let me say something though.
Best you ever had, okay? But no, that's real shit though.
I get what you're saying. I honestly do. However, at the same time, where I took you yesterday, I took you to that spot because we rode by months ago, and you said that you would be interested in doing something like that.
Of course, and you like golf too.
However, I don't. Yeah, whatever. But
Top Golf, you at least like Top Golf.
if we had never rode by that place months ago, I never would have took you there because I wouldn't have known that you was interested in something like that. So when I ask you, hey, what is it that you want or what would you like to do? It's me getting the idea, a feel of what you would like. Because if I just take you somewhere and you're not interested in this shit and you on your phone, I'm going to be hot.
Now, I will give you credit for that. You do have to ask questions. Of course. And that never stops, even though that we have been together for a while, almost a year next month. But you still don't stop asking those questions. So I will give you credit with that. You do have to ask questions to figure out what your partner's interests or hobbies were. It might have once been a hobby, but they may not be interested anymore, or vice versa. So you do have to have that communication and ask your partner. But the only thing that I will interject and say is that don't ask me what I want to do for blank. You could be sly and slick with it. Hey man, would you ever go indoor racing?
I ain't got time for all that.
Hint, K1 speed or something like that. If you would have just asked me that randomly, I'll tell you yes.
I'm straight to the point.
And if that's something you could talk into the arsenal.
I'm straight to the point.
Hey babe, tonight we gonna have date night. Your schedule clear? Yeah babe, my schedule clear. Your schedule clear? I got one thing to do, but we could do it at this time. Okay, cool. All right, so what we doing? Okay. You could tell me right then and there what we doing. That's cool. I'm not opposed to that. Or you can have the surprise element. I know that's not really your thing. You just heard what he said. He's straight to the point. And that's cool. That's cool. I'm not telling you how to do it though. But I'm giving you the blueprint, my G.
If I was to surprise you,
I like surprises, my nigga. I do.
But look though, if I say, "Hey babe, we finna go here for dinner," soon as I take that initiative to make...
What restaurant have you said and I say...
It don't fucking matter.
It do.
It don't.
It do.
It really don't.
It do.
It really don't.
Listen, we get...
It really don't. It really don't.
Tied in.
You like what you like. You know
I do. I'm picky, but you knew that.
If you picky,
you knew that.
If you are picky, what is wrong with me asking, hey... What's up?
There's nothing wrong with you asking, hey, what's up? But don't say, hey, what's up? Do you want to do this for Valentine's Day?
Why not? What's wrong with that?
What's the key?
So it was okay when I said, hey, what's up? I'm going to take you. Well, you want to go to Vegas for your birthday?
That was all you. I had nothing. And I love that shit. Okay. I did. Any woman would.
But
I
I'm
had
saying, though.
That was
But I asked you
doing a good job.
I asked you specifically, do you want to do that?
Well, I mean, yeah. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? Am I making sense? Okay, because
I get what
we both make sense. The whole point of this segment was to show how we both have opposing views, and I don't say opposing with the negative connotation, but we do have views that were not aligned.
Right.
Talked about it. Came to a compromise. That's the whole point of this segment. It just happened to be Valentine's Day, and it happened to be something that I just didn't experience, and it just happened to be something for him that just wasn't a big deal until he met me. The fuck.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right. All right, y'all. So this email was titled Friendship. Hey, Miss Teflon. Hey, girl. What's up? I know this viewer. Hey. I've got a question. Well, actually, I got a couple of them. That's okay. I'm your girl. I like to hear different perspectives, so I thought this might be some good topics to discuss when you're ready. Yep, that's you. Wrong song. I'm sorry. That's you. Shout out to the AV Club. I am still trying to get used to the soundboard and trying to do. But yeah. So let's get into it. So our viewer has 3 questions, so we are going to go into the first one. So I had a friend, a male best friend, gay. We met like 4 years ago. Just recently, he did a silent cutoff, child. Blocked me on all forms of social media. And his phone. Okay. Now, this is my very first time experiencing someone do this to me. I've only ever fell out with one other person before, but that was mutual and it wasn't really a fallout. Now, I will say if it was a mutual thing, then it wasn't a fallout. That was 2 people being grown adults, being amicable about a decision, i.e. that being, listen, we ain't got to be friends no more, but if I see you in the street, we can play it cool, we can play it cordial. That's how it should always be. It shouldn't always be on site. If you are still in the phase of, bitch, when I see you, it's on site, reevaluate yourself. All right. Moving on in the email. More so like, we gonna keep this cute, but no need to continue speaking to one another. Exactly. But anywho, I'm not sure why he did this, and there was no forewarning, and I'm still trying to process it. I'm not crying myself to sleep or anything, but I like to know, how would you deal with this? I'm good for leaving people alone, but low key, I kind of want to know why. You get me? It's weird AF. All right, so I'm going to answer this question from 2 perspectives, okay? 1 perspective at a time, and before I do, I'm going to take me a swig. Perspective number 1. You probably did do something, and it may be unbeknownst to you, but you did something. You probably did something, because I feel like it is very seldom that friendships just end out of nowhere. Usually, somehow, some way, there was a seed planted. Now, I'm going to switch over to the other perspective. Other perspective of this person that cut you off. Is it right that they decided to cut you off with no forewarning? No eviction notice, no final notice, payment due, over and over again? That's subjective. And I will say this, it can be 2 outcomes. It's either this friend has told you over and over and over again about something that you might have done or didn't done, or something that could have been reoccurring in the friendship that maybe that friend viewed as tolerant at the time. And then probably just got to their boiling point with everything and decided to be, you know what, the hell with this, I'm done. That could very much be it. Does that make it wrong? What I would say to that friend that did cut you off with no explanation, I will say that if that is their way of providing closure, you have to accept that. Sometimes the times where we need closure the most, we is never gonna get that shit. It's still apologies that I damn well deserve, that I probably won't get in this lifetime, but that's okay. We'll talk about that part later. So you probably did do something. And let's say there was nothing that you did do. Let's say it comes out later that you guys decide to have a conversation, because that can be another thing. Some people don't put themselves in the spaces to talk about things when they're not ready. We think that's logical, right? That's what everybody should do. You put yourself in a space when you're ready to communicate effectively and respectfully. Now, I'm not taking up for the friend blocking you, because I can be a straight hitter, okay? And I'm going to go into a story where it wasn't quite that way. We'll talk about that later. But for the most part, if there is something there, it should be addressed, especially if you guys are that good of friends. But as you can see, the opposite happened here. People may not want to hear this, but sometimes people don't want to see you doing better than them. And I'm not saying that's the situation, because I don't know anything at all. Could it be jealousy? I can tell you a lot of friendships I have lost with no explanation. I figured it out later. Of course, it's hearsay later. Things always get back to me because of what I have or how hard I've worked for something. And that person feels like they don't measure up. I'm just going through different scenarios. Bottom line is, this person did a silent cutoff. They did it for a reason, and it was purposeful. And that might hurt hearing that they did not have enough regard to close this off in the way that you would imagine, or the way that you feel is respect due to you. You got to pick it up and move on. If you did your part and tried to contact this person and see what is what, and they are not responding to you, they see your efforts and they're not pitching in no efforts back, leave them alone. Sometimes friendships painfully are worth a season, and it can be multiple seasons. Only time will tell if a friendship is really worth a lifetime. We haven't lived our lifetime yet. So if it's somebody in your life right now that is not in your life right now and hasn't been, you make the call. Is that somebody that you can call a friend of a lifetime? And then it goes into the point of, okay, well, we're friends. How often do we have to talk for us to be friends? There are some friends you don't have to talk to them for 3 months, but when you see them, you click back up, y'all catch up, and everything is cool. Some people don't consider that friends. Some people consider that acquaintances. It really depends on what your definition of a friend is. But viewer, I will say, if you have exhausted all options, don't keep beating that damn dead horse. Maybe later on down the line, they'll come back and they will come and talk to you about it. Now, at that point, it's okay if you don't give a fuck, because so much time has passed by. That's okay. That's your prerogative, and you have that choice to decide that. And then there's the possibility that you may never know. You have to be okay with that. With the person that blocked you and did the silent cutoff, I'm not saying that they right and I'm not saying that they wrong, because I don't know why they did it. It could be something that you might have been doing and they got sick of your shit. Who knows? I don't know. You got a new job, you got a new promotion, you got new hair, you got new nails. Who knows what it is these days? She just doing better than me in life. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to see that. You'll be surprised. How would I deal with it, viewer? If it ain't a straight shooter, that person don't want to talk to me, don't want to resolve things, doesn't want to give me any forewarning, any preface of what's going on. I guess you don't want me to know. Do what's best for you. And people will do that regardless if you ask them to do that or not. People gonna always do what's best for them. You can look at that in a good way, and you can also look at that in a negative way. Let's move on to the next question. Question 2. Because we are no longer friends, am I supposed to be okay with my other friends hanging out and talking to him? We've introduced our friends to one another through the course of our friendship, and at this point, I could understand it's been a couple of years and they're cool. But not to the point where I feel there should be a continuation of communication, hanging out, etc. Because they didn't do it on their own accord when they were actively friends. Do you feel alienated? Do you feel like those friends just took a side when all this shit went down? It's weird. And things get very messy in situations like that. How I would answer question number 2. If you have to tell someone to not be friends with someone else, that tells you everything that you need to know. If you have to tell your friend not to be friends with someone else. That tells you everything that you need to know, because if that's your friend, if they are present, tapped in with everything that's going on, it's a quote that I hate saying. I really hate it because people apply the shit to relationships. But what's understood don't gotta be explained. Reading that, it's shifty. It's very shifty. What your intuition is telling you is correct. Definitely spot on with that one. All right. And last question. How do you know when a friendship is actually over? When do you stop putting forth effort to the relationship? And I'm actually going to answer that last question with a story of my own. I'm going to get comfortable for this one. This is my first time speaking on a platform such as a podcast. If you know me personally, you might know this story. I would say it's pretty recent. And I would say this was something that did linger and hurt for a while until I let time heal all wounds and the wind will dry my tears. All right. How do you know when a friendship is actually over? I knew that my friendship with this specific person was over well after us being friends for damn near over 10 years. I will definitely say that. Over a wedding. And I know you're listening like, oh shit, things always go down in the wedding. And it's not she was messing with the wedding none of that. All right. Long story short, and I'll keep it brief. Y'all know what I like to say here at the Triple T Podcast. Ain't nobody gonna get no fame off of me, but this is some real shit. I felt like because me and this person was friends for so long, okay, that when it came around to their wedding, at the time they decided, okay, well, it's COVID. We're not going to have any extra guests. It's just going to be, myself, groom, and my family. Okay. So me supposedly being your quote unquote best friend at the time, I'm understanding to that. Things are very small knit during this time of the pandemic. So I get it. So bachelorette party comes later on. This is during the summer now, and everything is good. I remember the day of this person's wedding, sent them a text. Now, keep in mind, I'm not invited to this wedding. All right. And I said that I understood based off the reasons that were given to me. Remember that I said that. So bachelorette party is fine. To my knowledge, everything is still small knit, family only. You're not invited. Nobody's invited. Okay. So I don't take offense to that. It's her and her dude and her family. I was still working bedside as a travel nurse at the time, and I remember I must have had some downtime, and I was scrolling on IG, and I seen that this person had posted, well after the wedding, they're at the reception having fun. However, I didn't see just the bride, groom, and family. I see additional people there. See, now, when I tell the story, some people feel like I felt entitled that I should have been at this wedding. I feel like if I have been your friend for well over 10 years, you consult me for a lot of things in your life. Me and you have been best friends, and we consider ourselves that. It's already unfortunate that I was not able to see that moment because of COVID, but I was understanding of that. So somehow, some way, something changed. And in your mind, in that person's mind, it was like, all right, well, I'm going to move this way, but I'm still, she's still not going to come. So long story short, to tie it all in, this person had a maid of honor. That was not me, obviously. And okay, that person might have had another friend that you might have known, 2 or 3 years longer than I. But that person was there to see that moment. And of course, if there's a maid of honor, then there's a best man. And then if that best man happens to be engaged, then that best man is going to bring his fiance and so on and so forth. So here I am at work fighting tears because my best friend of 10 odd years got married, told me that nobody was going to be there except the bridegroom family, that there was going to be no wedding party. There was going to be nobody additional there. I see the opposite of that. And I'm hurt. I am hurt that I had to see that on social media. I was hurt that that person was not woman enough to tell me, listen, things have changed, but I still can extend an invite to the wedding to you. I felt like a conversation was warranted. Now, when it comes to how do you know when a friendship is actually over, I start to think at this point. Everything that I have been through with this person starts to come up at this point because now I have to make a decision. The decision that that person made was for her and 100% her, and you'll understand why I say that in a moment. Remember earlier I said a person is going to do what's best for them. You can think about that positively or negatively. And in this case, she had to make sure that what she wanted was honored. And it didn't matter how I felt about it. So, of course, people get married, they go on honeymoons. That's not my place to crash in and say, you know, X, Y, and Z about how I feel. Go ahead and enjoy your honeymoon. You just got married. To me, I did not feel like that was the right time to address how I felt. Was I going to address how I feel? Yes. Was it going to be in that immediate moment? No. If that's flawed, then whatever. I'm not that selfish of a person. You just jumped the broom, literally. You hopped on a flight wherever you went. Enjoy that time. But just know, eventually, me and you got to have a discussion. I saw nothing wrong with that. However, the night when I did see that on social media, I did send a text and I did name drop the people that I saw to this text to her. And I was just like, congratulations. You know, I seen that this person and this person was there for you. I hope that, you know, today was everything that you imagined of and you look beautiful. Now, in hindsight, I can tell you that that message was still 100% true. But what place did it come from? It did come from hurt. And again, if that's crazy or delusional of me to think that, damn, I would, because I love this person has been my friend for so long, that's entitlement that I thought that I would be there to witness that moment. If it wasn't for COVID, are you saying that this friendship is not worthy of me being there for you in one of the most special, vulnerable times of your life? Then who the fuck was I really friends with? My problem is, and I say is because I'm still weeding out people. And I'm still trying to figure out my place in people's life because I have always been sometimes a much better friend than the other friend. And then when things go sour and split, I feel all of that. I feel depleted because I'm the type of friend I want to consider you a friend, not an acquaintance, not somebody that I just talk to when I hang out or I go to a specific spot. Somebody that I could call. If it's something funny that I want to share with this person, I could pick up the phone and call them. Need some girl time? It's no problem. You know what I mean? Like, not somebody that we just calling a friend, or not just somebody that we gonna keep in our pocket because of what they can fucking do for you. So excuse the fuck out of me, because this is the same person that let a boy come in between our friendship, and you already know that's a fucking no-no. Baby, if you ever get to a point where you feel like you have to choose that over a genuine friendship, so be it. And then I was still her friend after that. There was a period where we weren't speaking, but I still wanted to put in the work to make that friendship work. And that should have been my exit then, because that's not what friends do. So I guess big man upstairs said, okay, you didn't learn from a few years ago in college, so I got something else for you, my child. And then this whole situation happened. So I would say a couple of weeks after the honeymoon, got a text from this person. Hey, I noticed that you have been distant. I want to talk. Me and this person scheduled a time to talk. And we talked on the phone for about 2 hours. And all that I got from that conversation was I said what I said. I did what was best for me. I'm not going back on that. I'm not sorry. I'm not apologizing for it. So what the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about then? You feel like you don't owe me an explanation. That's what she said. I don't owe you an explanation. It's my wedding. This what? Okay. Like I said, excuse the fuck out of me. My bad. Quote unquote best friend of almost 15 years. My bad. My bad. How conceited of me to think that I was worthy to be there in a moment like that, and then you just go around. Not only am I not invited, you have a whole fucking wedding party. You got a whole wedding party. You have a maid of honor. And I'm not saying that, oh, I was supposed to be the one to fill in those shoes, you know? It should have been me. And just like I told this person on the phone when we were discussing it, or the lack thereof, because it was a lot of da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Sometimes you talk out of emotion. I would have loved to just been a fly on the wall. That's how much that friend meant something to me. So that conversation went absolutely nowhere. I remember the person asking me, so where do we go from here? I said, let it flow. In my mind, I knew that I was not in a space to try to repair that friendship over that. Does that make me the villain? Does that make me the bad person? Because I made a choice this time and said, you know what? I'm cool off you. We straight, we good, but it's not like that no more. And this don't have shit to do with zodiacs. This don't have shit to do with, oh, you just sensitive, Miss Teff. You just no, this some real shit. Put yourself in my shoes and put your best friend in the other person's shoes, and you tell me how you would feel. Months later, that person came back trying to discuss things. That person gave me a time slot. Well, I'm in town for this amount of time, and I leave at this time. So if we're going to talk, it has to be this time. Well, I work. You're here for the vacation, for the time that you spent. I work. I was not able to accommodate her request because I got to go to work. As you guys know, I'm a nurse, and I have multiple jobs as a nurse. I'm finna get up and get that check, so can't do it. If I gotta sleep for my overnight shift, I need to sleep. I can't meet up for that. Gave you another option as to when we could speak. That wasn't good enough. So now you trying to argue with me via text. I don't do that. I don't even do that with my man. Why the fuck am I gonna do that with you? So at that point, I did not receive that as her white flag, like, okay, let's surrender, let's talk, because you're attacking me, I felt like, because I wasn't able to meet at the time that you desire. You view that as resistance or rebellion, or okay, well, she wanna be. I ain't beefing with nobody. After that, after I seen how that conversation turned, because I was willing to also at least halfway have my white flag and wave it so I could hear things out. Some time had passed. The time when we had talked about it, when this person came back off of their honeymoon, I wasn't ready to talk about the shit. I was good. And just like the viewer, I wasn't crying myself to sleep at night. I will say having that conversation did hurt. But life goes the fuck on. Didn't life go on when this person jumped the broom? Didn't life go on? We at the bachelorette party. You already knew in your mind I wasn't even going to be there. You already knew in your mind that eventually it was going to get back. Pictures was going to see these people are here, but not me. You made that choice. You can't be mad with how the person reacts. And that's how I reacted, and I stand by that. How did I know that this friendship was over? After that time where she tried to wave her white flag, there was no communication on my end since. And I'm still not in a place to be friends with this person. And like I said before, I could be mean. Oh, you need to let go of that. You need to forgive. Listen, because forgiveness is a whole episode in itself. But the reason why I told this story is because back in question number 1 from our viewer, it was a silent cutoff. I won't say that my situation was a silent cutoff because it was very loud. It was very loud the first time when that person made the choice that they did. So I had to what? Follow accordingly. But now that's wrong. Match energy. That's probably one of the best things that I heard this year. And it came from Chef. I need to learn how to match energy. I should have matched the energy way back then when I was X, Y, and Z when it came to you choosing. This relationship didn't last. They never do. They never do. You'll always be the bad friend for telling your friend that her nigga ain't shit. That's what it seemed like. I ain't see the light then. Go back. Let's try to be friends. So it's safe to say, whenever I get a ring, why would it be personal? Right at your door. I got this news for you. You don't get that luxury anymore. Now it's my turn to control what it is or what it ain't gonna be. And in this case, it just ain't. It just ain't. And I could be like this friend here. Come back when I'm ready. Said person may not want to hear it or may not want to have the conversation. And that's fine. That's fine. Does that make me wrong? Does that make the person wrong? I hope that this episode definitely gives y'all motivation to think about people that you may consider your friend, okay? I would say the difference between my story and the viewer's story is that at least there was a conversation had. That's the least that I can do to a situation like that. I don't think that there is any friends that I just stopped talking to. But I can tell you how many friends stopped talking to me. What is it? You can't handle the day-to-day of being my friend, but it's useful when you see what I got going on the gram. Now it's time to tap in as a friend. Or maybe just me being the friend, always listening to your men trouble, your men woes. And then let's say I finally go through some shit. I went through a bad breakup. Now it's my turn. I need my girlfriend because I'm feeling at an all-time low. But you don't have time to cater to me like that as a friend. But I made that a priority to do that for you. And these are just different accounts that I'm talking about with different people. Let motherfuckers show you once, bruh. And I have so many stories where people had to show me 2 and 3 and 4 times until I finally got it. Our mamas tell us to keep our pocketbooks precious because that's what we have, right? A lot of things that we also need to keep precious is really the art of friendship. That is the stepping stone. That is the foundation. Even if it goes into a relationship, if it's somebody that you end up dating later on, having that connection, that ground connection will always reign supreme. That's what is built. People need to honor the fact that that ain't around like that no more. People always say, oh, I'm solid, I'm real, I'm this, I'm that. Hold on to the art of friendship. If you know how to be a friend, and you have friends that treat you like a good friend, keep that. Surprisingly, you know, sometimes we listen to what our parents have to say, and then now we're here in adulthood, and it just come to you like, damn, she was right. Damn, that's what she was talking about. Friendship, I'm telling you, half of these friends, oh my, this my friend, that ain't your goddamn friend. Bruh, she ain't been wrong. Ever. Ever. If that's a real friend and your friend telling you, listen, that girl that you riding with not really down for you for real, that's not your friend, listen to that friend. Listen to her. But just to tie it up, when do you stop putting forth to the relationship? In your case, viewer, the effort has already ceased. You've reached out. You were blocked. You realized you were blocked. I don't know if you reached out any more times than that. And if you did your job. And obviously, the other person that has blocked you has been stopped putting effort into the relationship because they actually blocked you. It takes a lot to block somebody. It takes, even for me personally, it takes a lot for me to want to block you. Viewer, I hope I did my best. I hope that this helped. I hope that this gave some insight. And for everybody else listening, the same thing. I hope that you do not take this very lightly. Really evaluate. Do some spring cleaning. We going into spring soon. The house is not the only thing you should be cleaning. Clean your mind out. Cleanse your heart. Reevaluate the relationships in your life, man. And lastly, I must say, everybody's not your fucking friend. Stop saying that's your friend. Stop. It comes from even using the label friend. Listen, if that's just somebody that you hang out with when you want to be fast in the street, that's not your friend. Label it accordingly. I'm telling you, these days, friendships are just not held true. So with the little bit of friends I got, I'm thankful. But the work is never done in friendships. All right. And communication is part of that work. You don't just have to communicate, with your boyfriend. Like, if you want a healthy, thriving friendship, gotta communicate in that too. You ain't want to hear that? Too fucking bad. Learn how to fucking talk. In my story, in my example, all the person had to do was say, look, this is just what it is. And then it would have been my choice to decide if I wanted to respect that and still be that person's friend, or respect that and move the fuck on. It's called autonomy. So I make that choice now. So viewer, the choice, unfortunately, it seems like it has been made for you. But now you have the choice to get up, leave that negative energy behind, and move on. Peace out. For the last segment, we have been talking about TV shows, and now I'm going to add music. So we call this new segment Triple T TV and Tunes. So lately I have been talking about what shows I have been watching, or what Chef and I have been watching together. First one that we are going to recap this week is A Woman in the I can never think of the
A Woman in the Window in the House.
Wrong. Wrong. Move the mic, please. It closer to you, yeah.
A woman in the window in the house of the window across the street.
Yeah, you know that ain't it. Listen, so we finally
something like that.
We finally had a chance to finish it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you did not watch it, if you're interested in watching it, or if you're not finished watching it, did I say that already? Damn, you're making me happy. Listen, skip this for the next few minutes or so. Listen, we didn't know it was gonna be little Emma.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. The fact that a 9-year-old is capable of doing all of that, even to her mom.
Yeah. The way she was explaining that shit, the way she was talking.
Right.
That shit scared the shit out of me.
Bruh, she talking about, I told you I wanted to be an only child.
Right.
Like, the fuck? You are 9. I mean, the dad is still creepy, though.
Dad hella creepy, but,
he probably killed before. That's where she got it. She inherited it.
Imagine if that was little Beth.
Beth?
Right. I have to beat Beth's ass. I swear to God.
Absolutely.
I'm not letting no little girl kill me. She was whooping that girl ass.
No, for real. For real. And just how, like, physically wise,
Bro.
How does a 9-year-old beat up, stab an adult, grown ass woman?
9-year-old girl was
That
whooping
drinks.
her ass, bro.
Yeah.
She was getting her ass handed to.
A Woman in the House, y'all. Make sure y'all take the time to watch that on Netflix. It's real short. It's only 8 episodes. You will be hooked after episode 1. Episode 1 will have you thinking, what's the name of this shit? What the fuck am I watching? Literally. All right.
It's like a riddle for a title.
Yeah. I still don't know what genre to put it in, but it's...
I think it's more so like a suspense
action.
thriller.
Yeah, suspense thriller. Okay. I would say that. Next show that we are going to talk about, and this is a little shout out. It kind of might be a weird shout out, but anybody like documentaries? No. Where's the clapping one?
Right. Come on, man. Right. God damn. You've been doing this shit for 8 episodes now. I'm gonna need you to learn some sequence.
Man, listen, man. I thought he
sequence.
did say he reprogrammed it, y'all.
Come on, man.
Listen, I ain't no DJ. I'm a homegirl just like you. But listen, anybody like documentaries? Yes, okay. Listen, does anybody like serial killer docs? I am your girl. I'm weird. I love documentaries, all kind of documentaries, but it's something about serial killers. I don't know what it is. It intrigues me. Serial killer docs and prison docs. I could watch all day.
Fire.
Yeah, fire. So we watched a few episodes. Did we finish it? Catch a Killer?
I think we actually have one left.
We have one episode left. The latest episode that we saw was actually about BTK. I ain't gonna go too deep into details. Make sure you look that up. But oddly enough, I actually did a project on this serial killer in high school. And when I told that the chef, he was like, "How is this even relevant to English class?" And
that's ridiculous to me. Niggas not doing book reports on Huckle and Finn, but they got a damn
Huckleberry.
Huckleberry and Finn, but they over here doing reports on BTK, Bind, Torture, and Kill.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was the teacher?
What was her name?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but it was a lady teacher.
That's
But
ridiculous. That's ridiculous,
so
man.
I know, and I look back, and I think I still have the report on my old computer at my mom's house, but that's neither here nor there. So if you like serial killer docs, definitely check out Catch a Killer. They did one on BTK. They did one on Aileen Wuornos, if you don't know who that is. Who is the guy? Remember the one where, damn, what was her name? Was her name Tanya? Remember, it was the girl, and they found her like in the mountains and shit, and then they said that it was an old lady and the young boyfriend that did it.
Right.
And then
but it actually wasn't.
It wasn't the old lady said that her and her young boyfriend of like 20 years did this crime of torturing, binding, and raping this girl. The lady just said all of that to get out of a relationship with the guy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was weird. And then the real killer came out
years later
and
was like, nah, y'all arrested the wrong people.
Yeah,
it was me who did it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy how everything just aligned back to this person. Catch a Killer. Listen, if you want your jaw to be a jar,
Catch a Killer. That's a good little serial killer documentary.
Yeah.
Real, though.
Yeah.
I mess with that.
Yeah. So we need to finish Catch a Killer.
Yeah.
Next show that I'm gonna talk about just real quick, because obviously I live under a rock. I must be a Flintstone.
Patrick.
I had never heard of the show called Weeds. So it came on Showtime, HBO. Which one?
I just came on. I don't.
You don't know what network it originally came on?
I think it just came on USA or some shit like that.
Okay, but you want to explain the premise of the show?
Basically, it's about a mother of 2. She's a widow, and now she's selling weed to get by.
Literally, her husband
and they
died,
live in the suburbs.
And they live in the burbs. She's like, oh shit, my husband died. I got these 2 kids.
Yeah, she said, "Fuck a job."
I gotta hustle.
Fuck a job. Let me just sell some dope.
Let me just sell some weed. You feel me? Just on this nice Thursday day. Hey, you want to buy 3.5? So it's very entertaining to watch, especially for my partakers. Next show that I definitely want to talk about, even though I fell asleep, y'all. Did I fall asleep halfway through?
She falls asleep.
This is not your. This is not.
Time.
See, he about to go on a rant, so I'm gonna stop him.
Time.
Stop him. One of these buttons.
You can't get mad at me for continuing the episode if you fall asleep every single
Yo, we not
time.
talking about this again. I'm straight with it. Just pull it up on the TV for me, and because don't you got to stream it from? You got to cast it from your phone, right?
Are you talking about Bel Air?
Yes,
Nah,
we're talking about. We didn't even say the topic. We talking about right.
That's on
we have it on the app, on the TV. Prehistoric. Listen, Bel Air, Peacock.
Good job.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It's real good.
From what I saw,
Yeah.
I probably have. How many minutes I have left?
A good 40.
Is an hour?
Yes.
So I fell asleep.
I don't even think she made it past 20 minutes.
The last scene I saw, him and homeboy. That's supposed to be Carlton. Was that supposed to be Carlton with
a little
him?
small dude.
Yeah.
What
with the fro and the hoop earring.
No,
his homeboy. That's his homeboy.
Remember, that's Trey.
So I'm just gonna restart the episode.
God
Who the
damn,
fuck
she
is
don't know
Trey?
shit. All right, so in the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Will Smith had a friend named Trey come out to Hollywood. You remember that episode?
Yeah.
That's the episode where Aunt Viv didn't like him, but Hillary did.
Oh, that's that Trey.
That's that Trey.
Oh, so they're including a lot more characters than just the main.
So in that episode, I don't know if you remember, like he had a whole passionate, speech about Trey, and Viv was like, "Oh, he's probably a nice kid, such and such." But she was like, Will was like, "Hey, you wasn't there. If he wasn't there, I wouldn't be here right now." And so she was trying to get him to, get out of that hood mentality shit. But it's like, Trey was one of the reasons why he survived. You know what I'm saying? You can't just throw away a friendship because you don't like the nigga. Nah.
Right. Yeah.
He's the reason why I'm alive. But I do like the fact that they did include Trey, and they showed because in the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, we never seen why he actually moved to Bel Air. What happened?
Well, he got into a fight.
Yeah, but we don't see that.
Well, yeah,
we don't see that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they did show why he had to end up moving from West Philly because he got into it with a gangster. Shout out to Easy the Block Captain. That's a big move for battle rap. Now I saw a lot of battle rap people in there. Shout out Easy the Block Captain. I see you playing the bully, the big bad bully. Shout out to Easy, man.
Battle rap fans, tap in. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously, I gotta do some more catching up with Bel Air. Thank you, Chef, for filling in for your girl. And the last TV show that I do want to highlight on, I still have not had the chance to watch it yet, but I have been talking to a few followers that have tapped in and let me know that The Tinder Swindler is wild out chill, and it still amazes me from what I have heard and saw and what people have reviewed it as on social media, that these ladies are letting themselves literally be swindled like that. So that's definitely on the list. We need to watch that.
The one about the guy who going around tricking women?
Yeah. That they made off a Tinder.
We couldn't remember that we saw the
that wasn't the same one.
That's not the same one?
No, it's another one. I promise it's another one.
You sure?
Yeah, it's another. If
because they didn't know the real identity of the man.
No, well, this is Tinder. They know the identity of this man, right?
Nah, but just because you know the
I don't know. We have to watch it. I don't know.
I think it's the same
It's
one.
not. I promise you, because even the cover of it was different from the Tinder Swindler. The Tinder Swindler is this.
You was probably ready to go to sleep.
What are you talking? Because I had, on Netflix when you ain't watching it, they show the title covers of other things that you can watch. So I used to see it when we weren't watching Netflix. But Tinder Swindler, we're going to make it our business to watch that. Right. And we'll talk about it for episode 9. And lastly, I do want to get into the Triple T tunes that I wanted to pick out this week. The first one is Super Gremlin by Lotto, also formerly known as Mulatto. Chef definitely has his views on that.
Yeah, don't get me started.
For another episode, for sure. We're going to have to get him behind the camera for this one. Well, in front of the camera, rather. He's behind the camera. But Super Gremlin by Lotto. I picked that song for this week because it definitely goes hand in hand with what we were talking about in friendship. And that is actually what she is rapping about. But I like Super Gremlin Kodak, the original version anyway. I know a lot of artists have been jumping on it, but Lotto definitely did her thing on that. Next song that I definitely want to highlight, this tune is more for my R&B heads. If you have not heard of Jayla Darden, she is the shiznit, man. Make sure you check out Jayla Darden. This specific song is called Reminder. And the reason why I picked that song out for this week is because we already had our Valentine's Day wrap up, but that is a song that definitely talks about and reinforces self-worth, ladies. Sometimes you need that reminder. So make sure you check out Jayla Darden, Reminder. I'm definitely vibing with that song.
Why you need a reminder of your self-worth? I'm just saying.
Didn't I say for the ladies?
I'm just saying. Why do you need to be reminded of that? I'm just saying.
Didn't I say for the L-A-D-I to the E-S-L-A-D-I to the E-S-L-A-D-I.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that question.
Ladies with a vagina. Ladies with a coochie that go Ladies.
I just wanted
to ladies.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
Boom.
A man speaking on lady business again.
Oh, yep.
Whoa.
One of my viewers, Miss Educated Beauty, will have a lot to say about that. Shout out to my girl Maya. All right. Next tune that I want to actually highlight, this actually drops this Friday, and of course I didn't get paid promo for this, but on the 18th, as you guys know or don't know, I am a huge Currency fan. So he's already...
What happened?
Best watch your mouth.
Why you stop talking?
Best watch your mouth.
What I did?
Best watch your mouth.
What happened?
Jet Life.
That's what they say.
Jet life. Listen.
That's what they say.
But Currency is dropping the continuous with The Alchemist. You don't know who The Alchemist is. He is a big time producer. Him and chemistry. Him and Currency do music all the time. They have great chemistry. So I am, as a big Currency fan, I'm looking forward to another Currency project. One thing about Currency, consistent. Okay? You cannot take that from that man. And I don't even know why Chef being a hater for real. Because you like a few of Currency tracks. Just a few.
Listen.
But it's Jet Life or No Life, bro?
I guess I'm part of the No Life. Because I don't...
But this next album we can talk about.
Yeah.
Last one for Triple T Tunes this week. We have to tap in and talk about Boosie Boo.
Boosie Boo.
He dropped Back to BR. BR being Baton Rouge.
Fire.
From top to bottom.
Fire.
Top to bottom. What's some of your favorite tracks?
I definitely love Polaroid Pictures.
Definitely. That's on my playlist.
That's a fact.
I'm about to pull up the whole track list. Boom. You ready?
Hurt my eyes.
Let's go through each one. Back to BR. Fire. That's the intro, right? Rat.
I can live without.
Okay. Standoff with TG
Standoff
Combs.
was okay. It was all right.
Okay. Don't Ask Me. Webby. People on the Way. Let's see. My Eyes Hurt. My Eyes Hurt is a good song.
Fire.
My Eyes Hurt.
Fire.
Free Top. Cut Up.
Cut Up was cool.
Cut Up was with Mouse.
Right.
Mr. Green Reaper.
Leave me alone. Hey, mama ain't strong.
Go ahead, sing it, baby.
Still trying to hold on.
Mr. Green Reaper. Let's see, we got Everything Out in the Open, Spin the Wheel.
Yeah, that was fire.
Run
Everything
It.
Out in the Open was fire, though.
Run It is with Aviana. Aviana is
Aviana,
one
she
of
did her
Boosie's
thing.
kids.
His oldest, his first one.
Okay, let's talk about Set 'Em
You
Up
gotta know
real
If
quick.
you talk about the kids, you gotta know the order.
You know the order?
Cause he got a song. You gotta listen to. I'll play the song for you in the car.
Boom, there it is. That's a true Boosie fan right there. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been put on the Boosie until I went to college. Shout out to my sis Quill. Me and her was best friends since the first day of our freshman year at UCF. But she is a country girl from Stark, Florida, near Gainesville, and she was the very first person to like put me up on some Boosie songs that was outside of commercials, Set It Off, and things like that. And then when I met this one right here, he just happened to be what happened?
I say that should be your best friend right there.
I mean,
anybody that fuck with Boosie, that should be
oh, shit your okay. Moving up on. Talk about Set 'Em Up real quick, cause you don't like Set 'Em Up.
Okay.
Real quick.
I don't like Set 'Em Up because, damn, bro.
Y'all gotta listen to that song. For my local followers that come to my yoga class, this song will actually be on the trap yoga playlist when we have trap yoga. And I want everybody to take a listen to this song, Set 'Em Up, and you're gonna see why one chef explains why he don't like this song. Why you don't like it?
They're literally talking about robbing the dude, setting him up because the girl don't like him no more. That's ridiculous.
So if the reason was different, it's reasonable?
No, it ain't no reason to set nobody up.
Do Boosie ever rap about setting people up?
I know that's my nigga, but you know, I can't condone that one. Cause then the girl was like, "Oh, you finna get killed." Damn, bitch, you can rob a nigga. Don't kill me, bitch.
That's fact. I mean, the song is very extreme.
Boosie was just talking about robbing. The bitch said, "Yeah, and we gonna whack you."
Well,
what?
Well, the girl said, "I want this. I want my ass done. I want my hair done." And he was like, "Well, set him up. Like that's all you gotta do. Like it's 1, 2, 3. Like all right, we'll just set that nigga up and we gonna find out."
It's so easy. You want all this shit. All you gotta do is just set a nigga up.
That's wild when you think about it.
That's not good for the next generation, bro.
Okay. All right.
I fuck with Boosie. That's my nigga.
Yeah, it seemed like you a little conflicted.
I just don't. I don't like that song. I don't like that song.
Naturally, I don't blame you for that. Let's see. Y'all know Boosie got a long track list. I Feel It. That's my favorite one. I feel it featuring Tootie Raw. Y'all, if you need a song to wake up to in the morning, like you getting ready to make some money, that's the one. Add that to your work playlist. You about to go make you thumbing through a check. Play I Feel It. He fucked up. I Get Off. Polaroid Picture. We talked about that.
Fire.
Where I'm From. Up
Fire.
One. Graduated. Miss Who We Was. I do like that one.
Miss Who We Was.
Yeah.
That was a fire song. He was talking about the old Trilling and ENT and what they was. And Webby. You know, that whole label. You know.
Yep. So I will chalk it off to Boosie Boo. I'm definitely fucking with Back to BR, Back to Baton Rouge, Back to Rouge. All right, that is our Triple T Tunes and TV segment, and guess what? That's also the end of episode 8. Ocho Cinco. Now, y'all, but thank y'all so much for tuning in to this episode. We did a Valentine's Day recap. We talked about some real shit and friendships, and of course, we always wrap up with something fun and light, talking about the latest TV shows and music that me and Chef have been tuning into. You already know every Thursday is Triple T Thursday. This episode and every episode drops every Thursday at 8 o'clock on whatever platform you like. YouTube, Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor. Whatever you need, we are there. Make sure that you are following the Instagram page at the Triple T Podcast. Make sure that you follow your girl, my personal blog on Instagram at the Teflon Diva. And of course, if you are into yoga and meditation or you would like to get into it, make sure you come see me. Follow at SoulFlowYo, which is my business yoga page. Yeah, make sure y'all come out every Tuesday. It's Trap Yoga Tuesday. Trap Yoga Tuesday. We have taco night. Chef right here makes some of the best tacos and quesadillas. So if you are in the Miami Gardens area, pull the fuck up. And lastly, don't forget, you can always be a supporter of the Triple T podcast.
What you gonna say? Podcast?
Thoughtcast? I can't stand him, bro. Let me do my outro, dog. Lastly, you can always be a supporter of the Triple T podcast by donations. If you visit anchor.fm/the Triple T podcast, you should see a little button with a $sign that says support, and you can leave your donation there, y'all. All right, like I said, we are getting up there, episode 8. I'm very excited about this episode dropping. A few surprises for you all, new segments. Thank you guys for just continuing to support the podcast and for our community that is growing. Make sure you tell everybody to tap in, and let's go ahead and chop it up. Till next week. Peace.